Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with Ashcast Gaming. Now, they've tried to take a taxi from the airport. The problem is the taxi driver is very confused. Why they've got stuck on this particular part of the map, I am not quite sure. However, they managed to make a mess of turning around. They managed to run over a security guard who, funnily enough, is not best pleased about said goings on, and they almost get themselves free, and then they get shot at by said security guard. Player gets out of the car and the taxi driver is shot. I mean, taxis are funky and weird on GTA 5. That is a whole new level of funky and weird. Well done everybody. Well done everybody involved in that one. Warner up next on a GTA 5 is driving around with a police car, minding their own business, blasting about with the sirens on and everything, as you do. Now, I mean, this time, not so much AI shenanigans, really. Player carries a bit too much speed for a last-minute turning, messes it up, but does manage to park perfectly for a car hat. That's a new tactical maneuver from the FailRace Police Department. Right there, yes, car hatting. Who knew it was so effective? Davey United up next on Mafia with a hot rod carrying a lot of speed, trying to do a jump, and, well, physics has had enough. Apparently a combination of a hot rod, a ramp, and a kind of fence is enough to confuse the game. Launch the hot rod for absolutely miles. It flips and twists and falls through a building. I mean, it was a great stunt. It was a humongous jump. Not quite. Needs some work on the landing, I think. Definitely needs a little bit of work on the landing there. Mix up next on American Truck Simulator is driving around at high speed. Now, we've all done it on these games, carry too much speed while messing around, and the outcome is, I mean, almost guaranteed at this point. Truck, they'll lose the back end of the truck, bounce across some rocks, they're up on two wheels, just about save it from rolling over, bounces from side to side, and there we go. Doesn't quite fall over, does get hit by a bus. High-speed running with the trucks can almost guaranteed end in one way. I mean, I approve of the paint scheme at least, but it always ends the same way, with a bit too much speed in the corner. I mean, it doesn't have a trailer on, so it's not quite as bad at falling over as some of them, but yeah. Too much speed and a bad time. Now, up next we have Ravenscar on SnowRun. Now, we're used to SnowRunner vehicles freaking out and all sorts of things. However, for this one, they parked up while they went AFK. But they didn't park up as safely as they thought. Yes, the truck is just very slowly going to fall over. And there we go. Now you're going to come back to your game and you can spend ages trying to fix that because you just left it slightly in the wrong place. Phoenix Shark up next on My Garage loaded into the game to find, well, their garage destroying itself. That was a car. I don't know what level of complete it was beforehand. Now it's bad. Now it's really bad because everything has fallen apart, and it's going to be a big rebuild. It's just, it has completely, I mean, the trailer was a good idea, but that car has completely disintegrated. Calvin Toder up next on Car Mechanic Simulator notices the random clattering going on, and oh dear, they've opened an interdimensional portal in their garage. That's why you should be careful with, you know, mechanic work. Sometimes you can just end up making things a lot worse. Making things a lot worse indeed. Cheetah Lynx up next on Need for Speed Most Wanted. And we have a police that are trying a new tactic. You see, roadblocks, I mean, they're far too mundane. Players do not get confused by roadblocks anymore. But what happens if you use a helicopter in the middle of your roadblock? Yes, that is a new one, and that is much more solid than cars. Turns out, it works. I don't know why the helicopter is stuck in the middle of the road. However, it is effective. At the end of the day, it did work. We move next with a Joe on to BeamNG Drive with a self-disintegrating car. They're doing a drag race. Things start off, you can see stuff's going wrong for the car already. It just gradually falls apart. I don't quite know what's caused it to fall apart in such a manner. It explodes and everything is just completely destroyed. I don't know what happened to the car to cause this. It's bad. It's pretty damn bad, whatever has gone on in that one. It just kind of ate itself halfway down the front way and is now stuck somewhere. Amazingly, the engine is actually just about in one piece. I mean, everything else is gone out of the car, but the engine is about the only thing that survived that. Cobra is up next, also on Beam. Now, they are running through one of these kind of parkour courses, and you've got to try and be precise with your vehicle and complete various stunts and all of that. Now, they're good fun, and they're certainly quite a challenge. This one is going okay so far. However, they're heading up towards a jump section. We've got to try and jump in the air and then get the car to go down the wall, and they don't quite get it right. It doesn't quite get the angle sorted. The car twists and is then parked perfectly. Could have got anywhere from that crash, but instead it manages to wedge perfectly in place. This is from a different camera angle. Yeah, you couldn't really do this one better if you tried to get the car wedged. It just, there we go. That will fit the gap nicely. And that's, I'm going to hazard a guess that that is the end of that particular run. I don't think you're going to be able to wiggle the car out of there somehow. Yeah, it's not gone well. And finally, we have black and red on VR chat. Apparently, there's a remote control car sort of minigame available in this. However, remote control cars get confused if they try and jump over one another. Yet, I'm going to go ahead and say that's not worked, and that's quite stuck over here. Yeah, I mean, we've had car hatting in a lot of games. I never thought we would have car hatting in VR chat, of all things, with remote control cars as well. That's even better. Yeah, the car's not going to move from there. It is, it's quite stuck. You can throw the controller at it, doesn't work. There we go. We can rescue the car, and the car can go over there now. But yeah, car hats. You can complete car hats on just about any game. Any game you like. Well, there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. They'll be in the description of this video. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.